I did stand-up in New York City last October, and now I'm in Northcote. I'm just getting better and better. I had 3 gigs booked before I left, and I picked up 2 more while I was there, and I wanted to put my best foot forward. So on the afternoon of my first gig, I put a lot of effort into my hair and makeup and got really cranky at myself for not being tall and blonde. But it was too late to change. So I persevered. The hotel I was staying in had a marketing arrangement with a car manufacturer, and we were allowed to use this big, free, expensive, shiny car, complete with a chauffeur. And it was available the afternoon I needed it, which was good because it was pouring rain when I needed to go uptown. So I hopped in this car with the chauffeur, and I felt a bit like driving Miss Daisy, only my chauffeur was Hispanic and was choking on a chicken bone, and I'm not ancient, wealthy or from the south. And of course there was an evaluation form to fill out on the card, because they always want your details, so I just gave everything 10 out of 10, and I gave them my contact details because I'm seriously considering buying the same model. So I didn't actually know what the car was, but I'm going to buy that same model. Yeah, right, sure. So I got uptown and I got out of the car and my feet landed in a huge puddle, which irritated me no end. And in the time it took me to open up the hotel's umbrella, my hair was saturated. So I don't want you to think I'm a freeloader. The only reason I was using the hotel's umbrella is I get really unnerved when my umbrella gets wet. It's a really awful feeling, isn't it, when your umbrella gets wet? Because, it just upsets me, so I use other people's umbrellas. So, anyhow, the club itself smelt like a cornucopia of every known bodily fluid. It was disgusting. And I'm very precious with a weak stomach, so I just pretended to consume my 2-drink minimum. And by then my hair looked like Julius Caesar in a Brill Cream commercial. Anyhow, it wouldn't actually have mattered if I hadn't showered for 6 weeks, because I was the cleanest person in the place, and I think the sanest too. There were very weird people in that place. One guy doing his bit cried on stage, and he was trying to make abortion funny, and he overwhelmed himself and started crying. Note to self, abortion is never funny, so don't try in front of an audience to make it funny. So he had to be helped from the stage. And so it's good because I thought, you cannot be the worst. You will not be the worst in this room. So I did my bit, and it was mostly on being single and looking for a man. And it went pretty well. I was pretty pleased with myself. And after my bit, people started coming up to me and giving me relationship advice. And even some of the comedians gave me relationship advice. I was thinking, it's a show, it doesn't have to be true. Because I feel like I've got a neon sign above my head flashing reasonably happily married. But apparently I cut it as a single gal looking for a bloke. So that was also the night I was heckled by an old native New Yorker. He was really deaf and he wanted to know where I was from. And for Melbourne, he heard Melville, and he started yelling out mean things about Melville. So I joined in too, because I hate Melville, wherever it might be. So, turns out he was a recidivist heckler, and the audience turned on him and not me. They told him to go home, which was good for me. So as a reward for getting out of that sleazy club alive, I took myself to Palm, which is a famous person restaurant, and for only $18 I ate a plain baked potato. Expensive and no famous people to be seen. So I did get to know my waiter quite well. He was an old guy wearing a polyester peach dinner jacket with chocolate brocade trim that I think he'd been wearing since famous people really did go there. So I felt a bit sorry for him. When he found out that I was Australian, he asked if I'd seen his son, who'd left his wife in New York to become a dancer in Sydney. So I had to say, I didn't know him, but I'm sure he's really happy. And the old guy was saying, no, he couldn't be happy. I had to be quite firm and say, sweetheart, your son is very happy living on the other side of the world, dancing it up in Sydney. So.